Hello everyone, welcome to Cyber Platter. This is a video on ISC Square CCSP to help you prepare for the exam. Today we will review domain 4, that is Cloud Application Security. I have added the link to the full course as well in the description. If you need to refer it, please do. Training and awareness for the developers, understanding cloud risks, design secure software, determining data sensitivity and importance, understanding cloud shared responsibility model, evaluate application migration. Not all apps are cloud ready, understanding if it is a forklift or no, understanding the new and unfamiliar environment. Forklifting, a process of moving an existing legacy enterprise application to the cloud with little or no changes. Cloud security controls often map directly to on-premises security controls. Flaws versus bugs. Flaw, inherent fault with the design of code. Bug, implementation fault. Challenges to the developers, multi-tenancy, third-party admins, deployment models, public, private, community, hybrid, service models, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, encryption dependencies. Common cloud app deployment pitfalls. On-premise applications do not always transfer and vice versa. Poor documentation. Not all apps are cloud ready. Tenancy separation, complexities of integration, use of unsecure, unvalidated APIs. Injection. Injection flaws such as SQL, NoSQL, OS, LDAP injection occurs when untrusted data is sent to an interpreter as part of a command or query. The attacker's hostile data can trick the interpreter into executing unintended commands or accessing data without proper authorization. Preventing techniques, input validation, parameterized APIs, prepared statements and stored procedures, least privilege. Broken authentication and session management. Application functions related to authentication and session management are often implemented incorrectly, allowing attackers to compromise passwords, keys, or session tokens or to exploit other implementation flaws to assume other users' identities temporarily or permanently. Prevention techniques use complex passwords, implement weak password checks, store passwords with proper encryption, use multi factor authentication, use proven authentication methods, do not use default passwords. Insecure deserialization. Serialization is the process of converting an object into a stream of bytes to store the object or transmit it to memory, a database, or a file. Its main purpose is to save the state of an object in order to be able to recreate it when needed. The reverse process is called deserialization. Insecure deserialization often leads to remote code execution. Even if deserialization flaws do not result in remote code execution, they can be used to perform attacks including replay attacks, injection attacks, and privilege escalation attacks. Prevention techniques use integrity checks and encryption logs to detect insecure deserialization. Isolate code that deserializes. Security misconfiguration. Security misconfiguration is commonly a result of insecure default configurations, incomplete or ad hoc configurations, open cloud storage, misconfigured HTTP headers, and verbose error messages containing sensitive information. Prevention techniques. Understand the application and its settings. Harden all systems. Not only must all operating systems, frameworks, libraries, and applications be securely configured, but they must be patched or upgraded in a timely fashion. Test configurations. Broken access control. Restrictions on what authenticated users are allowed to do are often not properly enforced. Attackers can exploit these flaws to access unauthorized functionality and or data, such as access other users' accounts, view sensitive files, modify other users' data, change access rights, etc. Prevention techniques. Deny by default approach. properly implement access control mechanisms, logging and alerting, manual testing, rate limit API and controller access to minimize the harm from automated attack tooling. Sensitive data exposure. Many web applications and APIs do not properly protect sensitive data such as financial, healthcare, and PII. Attackers may steal or modify such weakly protected data to conduct credit card fraud, identity theft, or other crimes. Prevention techniques. Identify which data is sensitive according to privacy laws, regulatory requirements, or business needs. Apply controls as per the data classification. Do not store sensitive data unnecessarily. Reducing scope, that is, using least privilege need to know basis. Encryption, strong standard algorithms, protocols, and keys. Use proper key management. Verify independently the effectiveness of configuration and settings. XML external entities XEE. Many older or poorly configured XML processes evaluate external entity references within XML documents. External entities can be used to disclose internal files using the file URI handler, internal file shares, internal port scanning, remote code execution, and denial of service attacks. Prevention techniques. Disable XEE processing, whitelisting and validating input. Upgrade all XML processors and libraries. Cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting flaws occur whenever an application includes untrusted data and a new web page without proper validation or escaping, or updates an existing web page with user-supplied data using a browser API that can create HTML or JavaScript. Cross-site scripting allows attackers to execute scripts in the victim's browser which can hijack user sessions, deface websites, or redirect the user to malicious sites. Prevention techniques. Input validation, enable a content security policy, apply context sensitive encoding, escape untrusted HTTP request data based on the context in the HTML output. Using components with known vulnerabilities. Components such as libraries, frameworks, and other software modules run with the same privileges as the application. If a vulnerable component is exploited, such an attack can facilitate serious data loss or severe takeover. Applications and APIs using components with known vulnerabilities may undermine application defenses and enable various attacks and impacts. Prevention techniques. Remove unused dependencies, unnecessary features, components, files, and documentation. Continuous inventory of the versions and monitor. Check all components for known vulnerabilities. Prefer signed packages. Only obtain components from official sources over secure links. Apply patches. Insufficient logging and monitoring. Insufficient logging and monitoring, coupled with missing or ineffective integration with incident response, allows attackers to further attack systems, maintain persistence, pivot to more systems, and tamper, extract, or destroy data. Prevention techniques. Ensure to log all the event attributes to identify the malicious or suspicious activity. Logs should be held for sufficient time to allow delayed forensic analysis. Audit trails with integrity control to prevent tampering or deletion. Ensure timely detection and response. Establish an incident response and recovery plan. Cross-site request forgery. CSRF is an attack that forces an end user to execute unwanted actions on a web application in which they are currently authenticated. With a little help of social engineering, an attacker may trick the users of a web application into executing actions of the attacker's choice. Prevention techniques. Anti-forgery tokens CAPTCHA require the user to re-authenticate unique token in a hidden field. Missing function level access control. This vulnerability allows users to perform functions that should be restricted or lets them access resources that should be protected. Prevention techniques. Deny all access by default, explicit grants to specific roles for access to every function. Don't hard code. Workflow, check to make sure the conditions are in the proper state to allow access. Insecure direct object reference occurs when an application exposes a reference to an internal implementation object. Using this way, it reveals serial identifier and format or pattern used of the element in the storage backend side. Prevention techniques. Avoid using direct object reference. Use per user or per session in direct object reference. Access control to check authorized user has requested object. Unvalidated redirects and forwards. Unvalidated redirects and forwards are possible when a web application accepts untrusted input that could cause the web application to redirect the request to a URL contained within untrusted input. By modifying untrusted URL input to a malicious site, an attacker may successfully launch a phishing scam and steal user credentials. Prevention techniques. Avoid using redirects and forwards. Avoid involving user parameters when redirecting to the destination. Ensure supplied value is valid and authorized for the user. Cloud Security Alliance CSA top threats to cloud computing. Cloud Security Alliance defines standard certifications and best practices to help ensure a secure cloud computing environment. It releases top threats to cloud computing: Notorious 9, Egregious 11, Treacherous 12. Let's discuss the cloud computing top threats now. Data breaches, unauthorized access, theft, or release of protected information, intentional or human error. Scope is widened in cloud computing because of multi tenancy, shared databases, multiple locations, key management, widely dispersed attack surface, increase in bring your own device mobile devices. Insufficient identity, credential, and access management. Lack of scalable identity and access management systems, failure to use multi-factor authentication, weak password use, lack of ongoing automated rotation of cryptographic keys and passwords and certifications. Insecure interfaces and APIs. Interfaces and APIs are how programs and users interact with cloud services. Most exposed parts of the cloud system, targets of heavy attack. System vulnerabilities, exploitable bugs in programs, security measures, vulnerability scanning, security patches or upgrades, security design and architecture. Account or service traffic hijacking. Common attack methods: social engineering, phishing, smishing, fraud, exploitation of software vulnerabilities. Security measures: defense in depth, multi factor authentication, user awareness, strong identity and access management. Malicious insiders, users who misuse their access to data. Security measures: ensuring that the cloud service provider has proper policies, controlling the encryption process and keys on premises, segregation of duties, minimizing access by role, effective logging, monitoring, and auditing of administrators' activities. Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs). Sneaky long-term attacks, common entry points, spear phishing, direct hacking systems, delivering attack code through USB devices, penetration through partner networks, use of unsecured or third-party networks. User awareness is the key. Data loss, loss of information by deletion, overwriting, corruption, or loss of integrity or loss of encryption key. Security measures, regular backups, offsite storage of backups, contractual agreements, redundancy, solid business continuity and disaster recovery plan, secure key management, regular testing of restoration process. Insufficient due diligence. Using cloud services without vetting exposes organization to many risks. Security measures: always have an exit strategy, risk review process, review cloud service providers' security practices and policies. Abuse of cloud services. Cloud services can be the source of attacks, launching DDoS attacks, email spam and phishing campaigns, mining for digital currency, large scale automated click fraud, brute force compute attacks of stolen credential databases, hosting of pirated or malicious content. Cloud service providers should have an incident response framework, a means for customers to report abuse and monitor the health of their cloud workload. Denial of service attack. Prevent users from accessing service or data. Frustrates customers and users. Can lead to loss of revenue. DDoS launched from multiple locations. Asymmetric application level DOS, a single small attack payload. Countermeasure reduce single points of failure. Shared technology vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities of hardware, operating systems, and applications are shared in shared environment. Security measures, defense in depth, multi-factor authentication, regular updates and patches, host intrusion detection systems, network intrusion detection systems, host intrusion prevention systems, network intrusion prevention systems, networking least privilege and segmentation. Privilege escalation seeks to elevate a normal user level account into one with administrative privileges. Directory traversal navigate to web servers file systems by embedding s or /s in URLs. Buffer overflow attempts to place more data in a memory location that exceeds the storage capacity of the memory buffer to force execution of malicious code. Session hijacking steals a user's web cookie to take over an authenticated session. Input validation protects against many application attacks by sanitizing user input. Whitelisting specifies exact types of input that are allowed. Blacklisting specifies malicious input types that are prohibited. Parameterized queries use templates for database queries to prevent the inclusion of user-provided code. Stored procedures are an implementation of parameterized queries. Cloud Secure Software Development Lifecycle (SDLC). Planning and requirement analysis, defining, designing, development, testing, secure operations, chef and puppet, disposal, crypto shredding. The Secure SDLC creates a formal process for software development in an organization. Security personnel should be involved from the beginning of SDLC. In defined phase, user inputs are requested. Verification and validation should occur at every stage of the SDLC. In design phase, the business requirements are mapped to system designs. Threat modeling is done at the design phase. The DevOps model of IT seeks to better integrate the development of code and the operation of IT infrastructure. The spiral model uses a more iterative approach. Puppet is a tool for maintaining configurations and deployment across systems and applications, as well as for enforcing rules and requirements for the configurations. Chef is a software tool for handling infrastructure configuration, automates the build, deploy, and manage infrastructure, stores recipe as well as other configuration data. Infrastructure as Code (IAC) allows developers to view and manipulate their IT environments directly from lines of code using a programming or configuration language. Code repositories provide collaborative development tools and version control. They must be protected against unauthorized access. Code signing uses digital signatures to demonstrate the authenticity of code to users installing it on their systems. Agile methodology, a way to manage a project by breaking it up into several phases. It involves constant collaboration with stakeholders and continuous improvement at early stage. Features, individuals and interactions instead of processes and tools, working software instead of comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration instead of contract negotiation, responding to change instead of following a plan. Change and configuration management ensures that organizations have standardized processes in place for requesting changes, implementing those changes, and releasing them to productions. Request control manages, evaluates, and prioritizes inbound requests from customers. Change control grants permissions for developers to make changes to application code. Release control moves code from the development environment into production. ISO IEC 27034-1 Secure Application Development. Organizational Normative Framework ONF, a framework for all components of application security controls and best practices cataloged and leveraged by the organization. Application Normative Framework ANF, subsets of ONF for each specific application. ENF to ONF relationship is one-to-one relationship. Every application has an ENF that maps back to the ONF. ONF to ANF is one-to-many. Three major approaches to threat identification. Asset-focused approach uses the asset inventory as the basis for the analysis. Threat-focused approach identifies how specific threat affects each information system. Service-focused approach identifies the impact of various threats on a specific service. Modeling. The goal is to determine any weaknesses in the application and the potential ingress, egress, and actors involved before the weakness is introduced to production. Threat modeling, STRIDE. S for spoofing, T for tampering, R for repudiation, I for information disclosure, D for denial of service, E for elevation of privilege. Threat modeling, PASTA, process for attack simulation and threat analysis. Define objectives, define technical scope, perform application decomposition, complete a threat analysis, conduct a vulnerability analysis, model attacks, conduct a risk and impact analysis. DREAD model, risk assessment model, focuses on a quantitative value for assessing risks and threats. With a quantitative value, it can be compared with other systems and even with itself over time. Risk dread is equal to damage plus reproducibility plus exploitability plus affected users plus discoverability divided by 5. Software libraries consist of shared third-party code that may be used by developers. Software development kits are packages of libraries and other tools to help developers work with other systems. Application programming interfaces (APIs) allow developers to interact with web services. APIs are often secured using API keys, which should be carefully protected to avoid unauthorized access to the API. APIs can differ greatly between cloud providers and depending on how the applications are built or implemented, may make it difficult to seamlessly move from one environment to another. API REST versus SOAP. REST Representational State Transfer, SOAP Simple Access Object Protocol. REST is a software architecture style consisting of guidelines and best practices for creating scalable web services. SOAP is a protocol specifications for exchanging structured information and the implementation of web services in computer networks. REST supports many formats including JSON, XML, YAML. SOAP supports only XML. Data transfer in REST is HTTP or HTTPS. In SOAP, it is HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMTP. REST has good performance. SOAP is slower and rigid. REST is very scalable. Scalability is very complex in SOAP. REST is widely used. SOAP is usually used when REST is not possible. Example situations for REST are when bandwidth is limited, when stateless operations are used, when caching is needed. Example situations for SOAP: asynchronous processing, format contracts, stateful operations. REST uses TLS to protect data transmissions. SOAP must rely on the encryption for security. SOAP encapsulates data in a SOAP envelope and then uses HTTP or other protocols to transmit the encapsulated data. REST relies on URI, Uniform Resource Identifier, hence it is faster. Software assurance and validation. Functional testing. Verify that business requirements are met and the application operates as expected without errors. Security testing. Verify and validate there are appropriate security controls. Verify security and effectiveness of software. Quality assurance (QA), the process of ensuring software quality through validation and verification activities. Validation ensures that software meets business requirements. It answers the question, are we building the right software? Verification ensures that software functions correctly. It answers the question, are we building the software right? Stress testing uses automated scripts to verify system capacity. User acceptance testing (UAT) ensures that software will work for users by allowing them to verify functionality. Regression testing checks for unexpected side effects of software changes. Static application security testing (SAST). White box testing performed without executing the application determines coding errors used in early development lifecycle, useful for cross-site scripting, SQL injection, backdoors. Dynamic application security testing (DAST). Black box testing executed by running the application, useful to test exposed HTTP and HTML interfaces. Runtime application self-protection (RASP) considered to focus on application that possesses self-protection capabilities, prevents attacks by self-protecting without human intervention. It would only be performed against systems that contain self-protection capabilities. Vulnerability assessment looks for vulnerabilities. Penetration testing exploits the vulnerabilities. Source code reviews. Informal and formal review of code is done. Firewalls restricts network access to authorized connections. In cloud, it is implemented using security groups. In an infrastructure as a service environment, cloud providers do not allow customers to interact directly with the network firewall. Security groups allow customers to restrict access to their server instances. Web Application Firewall (WAF) Layer 7 firewall provides application layer security for web applications, filtering out potentially malicious HTTP requests. Cloud WAF is effective against DDoS attacks. Database activity monitoring Layer 7 monitoring device which understands SQL commands can be agent-based or network-based. Tracks, moderates, and analyzes access to sensitive databases by privileged and normal users. Can help to prevent SQL-based attacks. XML gateway, most commonly deployed in line between the firewall and application server to validate XML code before it reaches the application. Filters requests to REST APIs for potential security issues. API Gateway moderates access to APIs and enforces security requirements, can be installed as a proxy. Cryptography, data in transit. Transport layer security, TLS, secure sockets layer, SSL, virtual private network, VPN, example IPsec gateway. Data at rest. Whole instance encryption, encrypting all the data associated with the operation and use of the virtual machine. Example, data in transit from virtual machine and storage volume. Volume encryption, single volume of a drive is encrypted, part of the drive is left unencrypted. Full disk encryption is used to encrypt the entire drive. File or directory encryption, encrypting a single file or directory on a drive. TLS and IPsec can be used to prevent eavesdropping. Tokenization. It generates a token, a string of characters, and replaces sensitive data with it. Unauthorized users should use the token instead of real data. They are used in PCI DSS. Sandboxing an isolated environment in which untrusted data can be tested, allows for analysis of applications and data in a secure environment without risk to the production environment. It can be within the same environment. Application virtualization isolates an application from the underlying operating system and other applications on the system for testing purposes. It allows user interaction with sensitive data without transferring it to their device. Examples: Wine allows Microsoft applications to run on Linux platform. Microsoft AppV, Zen app. Application orchestration. Two or more applications must interact in order to successfully complete a business process or transactions. Abstract the functions of the application such that their inputs outputs can be handled distinctly from the way the programs work, often with another set of code or software. Often requires that data from the various participating applications be converted to a new format so that information can work in the orchestration. Identity and access management, IAM. So if you see in this picture, right, identity management has self-service, registration, password management, provisioning, and access management includes authentication, authorization, federation, and policy management. And then we have identity repository or directory. Single sign-on SSO allows a user to authenticate once and then access multiple resources instead of having to authenticate with each individual resource. Multi-factor authentication MFA knowledge what users know, password, PIN, possession, what users have, token, card, YubiKey, inherence, what users are, biometrics like fingerprints. Cloud Access Security Broker CASB, a third-party entity offering identity and access management services to cloud service providers and cloud customers, often as an intermediary. This can take the form of a variety of services, including single sign-on, certificate management, and cryptographic key escrow. Federation, a process of linking an entity's identity across multiple separate identity management systems like on-prem and cloud systems. A means for users from outside organizations to be verified and validated as authorized users inside or with another organization without the user having to create identities in both locations. Enables a cloud provider's identity system to trust an organization's existing identity profiles and attributes and use that identity information to manage access to cloud resources. Federation components. The principal is the end user. The identity provider is the entity that provisions and authenticates identity assertions, that is, validating users, provisioning user IDs, managing both, deprovisioning them, etc. The relying party is the service provider, that is, the organization offering the service requested by the end user. The identity provider holds all the identities and generates a token for known users. The relying party consumes these tokens. Relationship between the user, identity provider, and relying party is as explained in this picture. User authenticates to the identity provider. Relying party trusts the identity provider. Relying party is the application or the service, and then user is provided access to the application or service. Federation types. Web of Trust model. The identity provider is each member of the federation, that is, provisioning identity assertions for each of their users respectively, and they are also the relying parties, that is, sharing resources with each other based on those authenticated identities. Trusted third party model. The identity provider is the trusted third party, and the relying parties are each member organization within the federation. Federated standards. SAML, Security Assertion Markup Language, most widely used federation standard. The latest version is SAML 2.0. It is XML based and consists of a framework for communicating authentication, authorization, or entitlement information and attribute information across organizations. WS Federation uses the term realms in explaining its capabilities to allow organizations to trust each other's identity information across organizations. OAuth, often used in authorization with mobile apps, the OAuth framework provides third-party applications limited access to HTTP services. OpenID Connect, an interoperable authentication protocol based on the OAuth 2 specification. It allows developers to authenticate their users across websites and applications without having to manage usernames and passwords. This completes the review of Domain 4. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.